In sales, as business owners, we know objections are inevitable. Whether you're a closer or whether you're a business owner, whatever service you're selling, you are going to face objections. But what if you could put every single thing in your power to stop and pre-frame your sales calls and stop and pre-frame the close so that you have to handle lesser and lesser and lesser objections every single call, and so that your calls do not turn into objection handling. Okay, imagine if you could effortlessly sell your product, effortlessly sell your service to people who understood exactly what it is that you sold them, understood exactly what it is that you help them with, and understood exactly that you and your solution, you and your product, is the best thing for them in order to be able to solve their solution. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how to do that in 2 steps, okay? I'm going to show you how to effortlessly remove sales objections, so closing literally becomes effortless. Let's jump straight into it. Number 1, we've got pre-call framework, okay? Now, the beginning of the call is, like, before the call even happens, is probably one of the biggest chances you will ever get to handle objections before they even get there. And let me explain why, okay? Let me explain our pre-call process that we use with all of our sales teams. We have call booked, we create a WhatsApp chat with the closer, and the pre-call nurturing process starts. We send a sales asset with a student testimonial plus a website. We get the closer or the business owner to send a voice note to get them gassed up and let them know that, tons of sauce will be shared. Okay, and then we send show-up reminders. We ask them if there's any questions, and then we send a reminder 12 hours before the call, 1 hour before the call, and then 10 minutes before we send a picture of the closer or the business owner on the call, ready to take the sales call. The most important part really is in this section, okay? The sales asset, the student testimonial on the website, okay? Because this is your best chance to send your best possible resource, okay? Whether that's a VSL, interview, case study, whatever it is, that is your chance to send your best possible resource to, number 1, educate the prospect on exactly what it is that you're going to be talking to them on the call, and exactly how it is that you help your clients, how it is that you help people. And number 2, remove questions, fears, and doubts that they may have before the sales call that they're going to need to factor in before they actually pay you and before they actually provide you money for your service. Okay, this is quite literally the sales call before the sales call. Because if you're able to do this right, if you're able to send this to them and they're able to actually watch it, you're able to make sure that they've got all of the understanding that they need to actually have the clarity that obviously anyone needs to buy your service. Right now, for my own B2C and my own B2B agency, I've got so many resources and I've got so many free value assets on YouTube. I've got so many case studies, whether it's B2C or B2B, to the point now where if people go on my page or if people go on my YouTube, they can see, all right, cool, this is exactly how he does this. This is exactly how he helps people. This is exactly how he builds sales teams. These are the people that he's worked with. All right, cool. I understand everything now. And if this is actually something that I need, if this is something that they need, which most of the time they do, otherwise they wouldn't be getting on a call, it makes it so much easier for me to make the sell without objections, okay? The pre-call process, okay, do not sleep on this. If you have a good pre-call process, you have good pre-call assets, and you have something good to send them, whether it's a resource, ideally videos work the best, I promise you, your objections will disappear. Okay, so that's number 1, the pre-call framework. No, I should probably do that with a tick. Now let's talk about the discovery phase. Now the discovery phase, I mean, if you're watching this right now, you know that the discovery phase is the most important part of the sales call. Your prospect needs to have a desire or a pain, and they need to have the need and the want to solve one of these, okay? If you're selling B2B especially, you just want to break the barrier. You want to break the third barrier. You want to be like, listen, bro, I know you get on these sales calls all the time. I know you get on these calls. You know, I'm about to ask you some questions. I mean, it's literally the exact same process, but I really just want to figure out exactly what it is that you've got on this call, exactly how I can help you, and find out a little bit more if this even makes sense. All right, so we'll just get straight into it, brother. I don't want to waste your time. I know you're a busy person. Okay, but your prospects need to have a desire and a pain. And then they need to actually want to solve this, because if they don't want to solve this, if they aren't proactively looking for a solution, then trying to sell to them is pointless, because it's just trying to sell to someone who doesn't listen. You need to use good questions and enhance our frame, okay? And that's why this discovery and the way you frame the discovery and the way you frame the solution is the most important part. You need to use good questions and enhance the frame, because if you ask shit questions, it shows that you're not an expert in your craft, and it shows that you're not someone who they should be listening to, that you're not someone who should be helping you. You need to isolate your prospect's situation, okay, whether they're aiming for a desire, whether they're aiming to solve a pain, and then you need to isolate the short-term and the long-term desire, okay? Those desires are normally to either reach a certain goal, or they desire to solve a certain amount of pain. And then you need to isolate the bottlenecks that are stopping them from actually reaching this, and then figure out how important it actually is for them to overcome those bottlenecks, and therefore reach that dream state. And honestly, the discovery phase should only take about 20 minutes. It shouldn't really take anything longer than that, because you don't want to repeat yourself, especially if you're selling B2B. People know what you're doing. But once you find out all of these things, your discovery phase really shouldn't be that long, okay? The only reason that a prospect won't buy from you is if they don't feel like A, they need your product, and B, that your product will help them to get to their destination. These are really the only two reasons why your prospect won't buy. So whilst you're answering the questions, you need to be adding context, okay? You need to be adding context. You need to be dropping gems on why you're the type of person to help them with this. You need to be dropping subtle hints of credibility, people that you've worked with, exactly how you've solved this in the past, what you do in that situation, giving them gems and giving them free value, because this is going to show them, this is going to increase your frame and increase your credibility of being the person that is actually going to help them solve their issues, okay? And once you've done this, all you need to do is isolate. You need to isolate, is it the right thing? Is it the right time? And why? Why is this the right thing that's going to help them? Why is this the right time? And why for both of those things, okay? They're on the call for one of four reasons, okay? They're either on the call to get out of pain. They're either on the call to get to current pleasure. They're either on the call to get rid of future pain. And they're either on the call to get rid of future pleasure. The only reason, these are the only four reasons why someone will get on a call. Okay, unless you're dealing with people that have 0 lives, no one just wants to get on a call just to talk for no reason. Do you know what I mean? So your sole purpose as a closer or as a business owner, you need to figure out which one they are in. You need to figure out exactly where your prospects and where your clients are in, and then solve your service, paint your service, paint your solution as the dream vehicle and the dream way that they're actually going to be able to get to that ideal state and that ideal solution. And that is quite literally as simple as long as they understand that, as long as they understand these four things, and as long as you do these things correctly, there's no reason why you don't close sales calls. Okay, and there's no reason why you have to face millions of objections, because if they're pre-sold on the product and if they know you're the person that can help them, you will be able to close more deals. It's as simple as that, okay? The way you nurture them before the call and the way your discovery and frame is, do these two things and I promise you, handling objections will be a piece of cake for you. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you in another video.